I'm telling you, it's my fault, not yours. Come on. Okay. Welcome to the world of Jones Knows. I'm going to teach you 8 things you should know before installing glue-down wood flooring. Today on Jones Knows.
It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be.
Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tim. This is Max, and as usual, helping me in the videos are my sons Tristan and Hunter. If you notice, we have something new back here. This is our newest addition to the family. Hey, let him see. Let him see if you can notice him or not. He's a bearded dragon. We'll have him in some future videos. I'm not going to take him out today, though. He's really new and he's kind of scared still. So today is part 2 of my new series, how to install glue-down wood flooring. If you missed part 1, be sure to check it out. We have some really important information about how to get started, chalk lines, feature strips, and a lot of stuff you should know before you attempt to install your floor. But today, we're going to dive just a little bit deeper into the glue-down wood floor world. I'm going to show you 8 things you should know before installing glue-down wood flooring. So without any further ado, let's hit it. It's like my new favorite wood color. Love the way it looks. Nice variation. Good product. Feature strip in the doorway. Like a border strip that we run across the door. It's got all the bells and whistles. It is naturally aged floors medallion collection. So let's show you how we install it. Believe it or not, pouring the glue requires skill. As you pour the bucket, you quickly drag the trowel across the top to ensure that the glue doesn't spill down the side. Watch us as we do it. Use the trowel to pull the glue out and then cut it across the top. It has to be done quick or you'll end up with glue dripping down the side of the bucket, which will then cause glue to drip all over your new floor. Just want to get it in the shape of a line and just bring the line from side to side. Look at that, just like that. 45-degree angle, end to end. And there's our glue. Now we're nice and even. No hollow spots, we call it no holidays. No spots without glue. You know, no glue means you're gonna feel a hollow spot. It's not gonna feel right when you walk on it. Time to fatten the line. And then when you can't go any further this way, you switch directions and spread your way off. Spread your way out of here. And let's move the line. Need more glue. Unfortunately, that wasn't a good pour. I shorted myself. So I'll get a little more out of here. Don't put too much. You never want to put too much. It's harder to get it off the floor. Let's work it all in. Tuck it under. Oh, look at that. A little bit extra glue. You spread it and then push down. And it puts it on the back of the trap. That's how you get glue off the floor. Bring it over to your bucket. Dirty trowel from the day before. You can stick it in the bucket, which is what we normally do, and then it stays wet. If not, a nice scraper with a fresh blade will make short work of your trowel. The next day, sliced to perfection. It's like when you go to the deli. How would you like your meat sliced? They say extra thin. A little action on the teeth with the razor knife is always good. If there's any residue, so it'll just pull right out though. Reverse the board. Put it right there. Bam. And that's where we cut it. So in case you haven't noticed, I like to do things the easy way and not use a tape measure when at all possible. This is my famous last row trick. We just take the board that we want to cut for the last row. We place it above the last board that we installed, and then with any scrap board, we put the scrap board up against the wall, and then we just take our pencil and drag it along the scrap board. This will mark exactly where you need to cut the board. Sometimes walls aren't perfect, so this will eliminate any guesswork. This is way more accurate than a tape measure, and it works best for what I like to call the money cut. I call it the money cut because this is the last board you're probably installing, and you're about to get paid on the job. When I install the boards in the glue, I use what's called the wet lay method. That means I install them immediately right after spreading the glue. The easiest way to do this is hook the short end and then install the long end, starting from the opposite end of the board and working your way towards the short end you installed first. Watch our technique as you see us in action. With glue down wood flooring, it's really important to walk on the floor a lot to make sure you push it into the glue. Once you have those boards installed, it's really important that they stay installed and don't come apart. The easiest way to keep them closed is to use blue tape, and only blue tape. But we have a little trick here to get the joints nice and tight when we're putting the tape on it. One of us will push with our foot while the other tapes. This is a really good method. We've used it forever, and it gets your rows nice and tight, so it always helps to have two people. If not, you can pull and tape. You just want to put a lot of pressure on that tape to make sure that those rows stay really secure. Along the wall, you can use wedges like we do here. We cut these little pie-shaped pieces out of scrap boards and hammer them in. You can use them in conjunction with a pry bar and hammer them in. This really helps to get your last row closed and stay closed. To finish our floor off along the tile, I put in my silver caps. Our tile here was not even, and it was a lot lower than the wood, so we had no choice but to use something, and I thought the silver caps were the smallest and cleanest option. Now, I personally love the silver color, and most of my clients do, but in this case, my client wanted something a little more customized to match their house, so we sprayed it this beige color, and I think it came out really good. It matches the tile and floor without having used that big ugly T-molding in all doorways that you trip over and looks really tacky. Drop a comment, let me know what you think. Tell me if you like the silver caps as opposed to a T-molding. So, I really love working with this product. This is Naturally Aged Floors Medallion Collection. It's a high quality engineered wood flooring. It's a great wear layer. I think it's a 3mm wear layer. A lot of detail in all the boards. Beautifully stained. It's just got a nice texture to it. Look at that wear layer there. That's a 3mm wear layer. all around it's a great product. It's not your everyday average, like, you know, cheaper Home Depot quality off the shelf $2 or $3 wood. This is going to retail between $6 and $8 a foot plus installation, but you get what you pay for. It's a high quality product and it looks it. Let's go take a look at some of the finished rooms. So we put a silver cap that we sprayed a beige color to cover up the uneven tile. Does sit nice and flush with our feature strip that we put. Got a little border piece under the jambs, of course, baseboard throughout. Flow into the closet. Runs down the hallway. We used multiple boxes at once to blend the colors of the boards nicely together with lights and darks and mix the grain patterns as well. Here our tile was flush, so we just cut it net with our feature strip border. Right here, we used an almond caulk that dries nice and dark, the color of the floor, to really seal it in and make it look built in. Our base were painted by the client previous to us installing them, so they are pre-painted. They just need a little bit of touch up. But it is like the picture frame on a beautiful piece of artwork. You don't want to cheap out or go with a small base or something that's not impressive to finish off a nice floor like this. You want to dress it up really nice with a big baseboard. Another one of the rooms that we did, same thing in the doorway. We used a silver cap that we sprayed beige. Continued into the closet. I mentioned before, but this closet here was the last area in the house that we did. This was the last area we did. We just saved this for the end and last, so that we could use any of the undesirable and boards that weren't good enough to be installed in the main room. Maybe they had a chip, maybe they had a gouge, maybe they were missing a corner on one end or another, but we were able to work them in here so that we didn't use up all of our wood and we were left with half a box that way. Had I not done that, we would have had no wood left at all. But now we had a half a box by doing that, left over for repairs and replacement boards if needed. Same thing here, we carried into the office. We got the wide doorway. We ran it the same direction as the other rooms. I think the wide planks really make the room look big, and they flow so nice. The way they continue to the tile, it's a nice match as well. And it just blends in nicely with the tile and the beige caps, we're calling them. Not silver caps, the beige caps that we put in at the tile. Of course, we did the base in here as well. This was the last room that we laid today, so we still have tape on it that our client will pull off tomorrow on his own, but everything else is done. Wow, so that's a beautiful floor. It's one of my favorites. I recommend it to all my clients that want something just a little bit better than what you can walk in and buy right off the shelf at Home Depot and Floor & Decor. It's special order. It takes me about 2 weeks to get, but I think it's well worth the wait. And I pay $6 to $8 a foot, my cost on it. So I usually don't mark up my products too much to my customers. I make my money on labor. So if you're out there in the market for this floor, probably shouldn't be giving away the prices, but hey, I'm honest and I'm here to help you guys. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it useful and informative. If you're new to the channel, be sure to check out some of our other content. We have lots of great videos on wood, laminate, and vinyl installations, plus my favorite product reviews. I review wood, laminate, and vinyl. I put them head to head. I run them over, I dunk them, I submerge them. I do whatever it takes to find out which of these floors are best for you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I want you to take out your favorite floor mallet, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. Thanks for watching.